Welcome to my YouTube channel, where history comes alive. In today's video, we dive into the incredible rise and tragic fall of one of Rome's greatest figures, Julius Caesar. From his daring conquests to his ultimate betrayal on the Ides of March, this is a story of power, ambition, and destiny. If you love epic historical storytelling, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new video. Now, let's journey back to ancient Rome. Rome, the eternal city. A place where the dreams of emperors and the blood of martyrs mingled in the soil. A city built on ambition, conquest, and the relentless pursuit of power. And in the heart of the city, one man rose to heights no Roman had ever reached: Julius Caesar. His story is one of triumph and tragedy, of a man who dared to defy the gods and the Senate, only to fall at the hands of those he trusted most. This is the rise and fall of Julius Caesar, the man who changed Rome forever. Born into the prestigious Julian family in 100 BC, Gaius Julius Caesar was destined for greatness. But destiny is not a gift, it is a challenge. And Caesar was a man who thrived on challenges. From his earliest days, he was marked by an insatiable hunger for power, a sharp intellect, and a charisma that drew people to him like moths to a flame. Caesar's family was noble, but not wealthy. His father, Gaius Julius Caesar the Elder, held an important political position, but the family's fortunes were modest compared to Rome's elite. When his father died suddenly when Caesar was just 16, he was thrust into the cutthroat world of Roman politics far sooner than expected. It was a world of power struggles, shifting alliances, and hidden daggers. But Caesar was no ordinary young man. He understood that in Rome, power was not just about wealth or lineage, it was about influence, alliances, and the ability to inspire loyalty. He quickly aligned himself with his uncle, Gaius Marius, a powerful general and a champion of the common people. However, Marius' bitter feud with his rival, Sulla, soon put Caesar in grave danger. When Sulla seized power in a brutal civil war, he declared Caesar an enemy of the state due to his family ties to Marius. Sulla's orders were clear: Caesar must either divorce his wife, Cornelia, or face execution. But Caesar refused. In an act of defiance that would define his character, he chose exile over submission. During his exile, Caesar learned the harsh realities of survival. He lived as a fugitive, constantly on the run, dodging Sulla's men and seeking refuge where he could. He was captured by pirates while sailing across the Aegean Sea, and rather than beg for his life, he boldly told them that he would return to capture and crucify them all. The pirates laughed until Caesar made good on his promise. After his ransom was paid, he raised a small force, tracked down the pirates, and personally oversaw their execution. Even as a young man, his ability to command respect and instill fear was undeniable. Sulla's death allowed Caesar to return to Rome, where he began his ascent through the ranks of Roman politics. He served as a military officer, a lawyer, and a priest of Jupiter, earning a reputation for his intelligence, bravery, and unshakable confidence. But Caesar's ambitions extended far beyond the courtroom. He dreamed of military glory, of conquering new lands and bringing wealth and power to Rome. And he knew that to achieve his dreams, he needed allies, powerful men who could help him rise to the top. Thus was born the First Triumvirate, a secret alliance between Caesar, Pompey, and Crassus. Together, they dominated Roman politics, each using the other's strengths to further their own ambitions. Caesar used his charm and political savvy to secure the consulship, while Pompey and Crassus provided the military and financial backing he needed. As consul, Caesar pushed through sweeping reforms, redistributing land to veterans and the poor, defying the Senate at every turn. But his true ambitions lay outside Rome. With the backing of his allies, he secured a proconsular command in Gaul, giving him control over vast military resources. He was now in a position to achieve what every Roman general dreamed of: glory on the battlefield. For nearly a decade, Caesar waged war in Gaul. He led his legions into the heart of barbarian territory, facing fierce resistance from tribes like the Helvetii and the Nereii. His military genius was unmatched. He outmaneuvered enemy forces, constructed formidable siege works, and inspired unwavering loyalty among his soldiers. His most famous victory came at the Battle of Alesia, where he besieged the mighty chieftain Vercingetorix. Outnumbered and encircled, Caesar ordered the construction of a second wall to keep reinforcements from breaking the siege. His strategy was brilliant, and Vercingetorix was ultimately forced to surrender. Caesar's triumph in Gaul made him the most powerful man in Rome but also the most dangerous. The Senate, fearing his growing influence, ordered him to disband his army and return to Rome as a private citizen. But Caesar knew what awaited him: trial, exile, or worse. He had only one choice. Alia iacta est, the die is cast. With those words, Caesar crossed the Rubicon River with his legions, defying the Senate and plunging Rome into civil war. It was a bold move, one that would either make him the master of Rome or lead to his downfall. Pompey, once his ally, now stood against him. But Caesar moved with incredible speed, forcing Pompey and his supporters to flee. The war that followed spanned the Mediterranean, from Greece to Egypt. It was in Egypt that Caesar met Cleopatra, the enigmatic queen who would become both his lover and his political ally. With her support, he secured his victory over Pompey's forces and returned to Rome as the undisputed ruler. Caesar was declared dictator, a title that gave him absolute power. He used his authority to push through sweeping reforms, redistributing land, restructuring the debt, and reforming the calendar to create the Julian calendar, the basis of the one we use today. But his growing power, his refusal to relinquish control, and his flirtation with the title of king fueled fears that he sought to make himself a monarch. The Senate, long the ruling body of Rome, saw its power slipping away. A conspiracy formed, led by Brutus and Cassius, men who had once called Caesar a friend. On the Ides of March, 44 BC, those fears came to a bloody end. As Caesar entered the Senate, he was surrounded by a group of senators, their hands trembling but their resolve firm. The first dagger struck. Then another. And another. Caesar, in shock and disbelief, fought back until he saw a familiar face. Brutus, his friend, his protege, stood before him, a dagger in hand. Et tu, Brute? Caesar whispered, his voice filled with betrayal. With one final blow, he fell to the marble floor, his blood staining the base of Pompey's statue. The dream of Julius Caesar had ended. Or so it seemed. Caesar's death did not restore the Republic. Instead, it ignited chaos. His loyal friend and general, Mark Antony, joined forces with Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, to hunt down the assassins. One by one, they fell, until only Octavian remained. In time, Octavian took the name Augustus and became the first emperor of Rome. The Republic was dead, and in its place stood the Roman Empire. And who was the architect of it all? Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar, a man of contradictions. A reformer and a tyrant. A visionary and a dictator. A hero and a victim. But above all, a man who changed Rome forever. His name echoes through history, his legacy immortal. For better or worse, Rome would never be the same. This was the story of Julius Caesar, the man who changed Rome forever. And that brings us to the end of the legendary tale of Julius Caesar, the man who changed Rome forever. But this is just the beginning. In our next video, we'll uncover another fascinating chapter of history that you won't want to miss. So if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications to stay updated. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.